Hey there, ready to get a little deeper than just skin deep.
Okay.
We're diving into those articles you sent about skin color.
Right.
It's more than just melanin, right? We're talking evolution, genetics, a bit of geography.
Yeah, it's fascinating how much one trait reveals about human history, even reproductive success.
Oh, okay, that has me hooked already.
Yeah.
I always thought of melanin as just the pigment that makes skin darker, but it goes way beyond that.
Absolutely. Think about it. Folate is essential for healthy pregnancies, but UV radiation from the sun can break it down.
Right.
Darker skin with more melanin protects folate levels, which could have been crucial for our ancestors in sunny regions to have healthy babies.
So darker skin wasn't just advantageous for individuals, but for entire populations over generations.
Yeah.
That's a whole different level of natural selection. And it explains why we see those patterns. Darker skin, closer to the equator, where the sun's intense lighter skin in regions with less sunlight.
Right.
It's about that balance between protection and absorption.
Yeah.
Protection from the sun's harmful effects, but also absorption of enough UV light to make vitamin D, which is crucial for bone health.
Exactly. And that's where lighter skin had an advantage in those regions further from the equator, allowing for better vitamin D production. So we've got this incredible interplay of genes and environment shaping something we rarely think twice about.
Right. And speaking of genes, these articles mentioned it's not just one gene controlling skin color, right?
Yeah.
There's a whole team of them.
Over 150 genes have been identified that play a role. Some control how much melanin is produced, others what type we've got, eumelanin for those brown and black shades and pheomelanin for reddish yellow tones.
Okay.
And still others determine how it's distributed in our skin.
No wonder there's so much variation even within families.
Yes.
Each person gets their own unique combination.
Yeah.
It's like those genetics determine your default skin tone, but then the environment steps in, right?
Right. Yeah.
That's where we get into tanning and sun exposure.
You got it. That baseline skin color you're born with is called constitutive pigmentation, mainly determined by those 150 plus genes.
Okay.
Then we have facultative pigmentation. Those changes due to external factors like sun exposure.
So constitutive is like the foundation and facultative is how our environment paints on top of that.
Exactly. It's like having a set of colored pencils.
Yeah.
Your genes decide the basic colors, and the sun exposure adds the shading and detail throughout your life.
Right.
And speaking of sun exposure, remember that Fitzpatrick scale mentioned in one of the articles?
Yeah, it's a way to categorize how different skin types react to the sun.
Right.
Like how likely you are to tan versus burn.
Precisely. It ranges from type 1, the fairest skin that always burns, to type 6, deeply pigmented skin that rarely burns. Understanding where you fall on that scale helps determine how cautious you need to be with sun protection.
So someone with type 6 skin might still need sunscreen even if they don't burn easily.
Absolutely. While they have more melanin and are less likely to burn, they're still susceptible to sun damage, including skin cancer and premature aging.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that sun protection is essential for everyone.
It's amazing how we're uncovering all these layers to something we see every single day. But what about those deeper layers, literally? I mean, what's going on beneath the surface of our skin?
Well, it's like a hidden world of activity.
Okay.
Your skin is constantly regenerating, shedding dead cells and replacing them with new ones.
Right.
In fact, did you know most of the dust in your home is actually made up of dead skin cells?
No way. So we're shedding skin like snakes, just in a less dramatic way.
Exactly. And this constant renewal process is also what makes tattoos possible.
Okay.
When you get a tattoo, those ink particles are actually engulfed by cells called fibroblasts in the deeper layer of your skin, the dermis.
Those ink particles become a permanent part of those cells, which is why tattoos are so long-lasting.
Precisely. Though over time, some fading can occur as those cells naturally regenerate and some ink particles slew off along with dead skin cells.
That makes sense. And sun exposure can speed up that fading process, right?
Absolutely. UV radiation can break down the ink molecules, so protecting your tattoos from the sun is just as crucial as protecting your skin.
Right.
But speaking of protection, one of the articles mentioned a fascinating function of melanin beyond protecting us from the sun. Its ability to bind to heavy metals.
Okay, now that's a new one for me. How does that work?
Well, heavy metals like mercury and lead are toxic to our bodies.
Right.
But melanin can actually bind to these metals, preventing them from causing damage.
So it's like our own personal heavy metal detoxifier.
Exact. And because melanin is responsible for skin pigmentation, individuals with darker skin tones might have a greater capacity to bind to these toxins.
That's incredible. It's like melanin is this multitasking marvel protecting us on multiple levels.
Yeah.
But shifting gears a bit, One of the articles touched on a potential link between skin color and athletic performance.
Right?
Is there any truth to that?
It's a complex issue, and there's still a lot we don't know.
Yeah.
But some research suggests that melanin might play a role in muscle function, potentially influencing things like muscle contraction and energy production.
So could it be that individuals with darker skin tones and therefore more melanin might have a natural advantage in certain athletic activities?
That's a question that's often raised, but it's
Yes.
important to approach it cautiously.
Right.
Athletic performance is incredibly complex, influenced by countless factors: genetics, training, nutrition, even socioeconomic factors.
Yeah.
Skin color is just one small piece of a very intricate puzzle.
It's important to keep that in mind. We can't oversimplify things or make generalizations based on just one trait.
Right.
But speaking of incredible adaptations,
Yeah.
the article about the Bajau people really blew my mind.
Oh, yeah.
These sea nomads can hold their breath for incredible lengths of time.
It's incredible.
So how do they do it?
They've adapted to a marine lifestyle over centuries, diving deep to hunt for food.
Right.
Researchers believe their larger spleens, which act as reservoirs for oxygen-rich red blood cells, play a key role.
So a bigger spleen means more oxygen storage, allowing them to stay submerged for longer.
Exactly.
But what's the connection to skin color?
Here's where it gets really interesting. Okay. Some scientists believe these adaptations to a marine lifestyle, including the larger spleen, may be linked to genetic changes that also influence pigmentation.
So their darker skin tones and their incredible dyeing abilities might stem from the same evolutionary pressures.
That's the thought. Remember how we discussed that melanin protects against folate depletion caused by UV radiation?
Right.
Well, some researchers believe that the same genetic pathways that favored darker skin for UV protection might also have played a role in adaptations to a marine lifestyle, like the larger spleen size in the Bajau.
Wow. That's mind-blowing. But this whole discussion about the Bajau people makes me wonder what other adaptations related to skin color might be out there waiting to be discovered.
It really highlights how much we still have to learn about human evolution and the incredible diversity of adaptations that exist. But shifting gears a bit, one of the articles brought up a topic that always sparks debate: the use of skin lightening products.
It's a complex issue, for sure. On the one hand, people should be free to choose how they want to present themselves.
Right.
But on the other hand, there are historical and societal pressures at play, often rooted in harmful beauty standards.
Absolutely. And we can't ignore the potential health risks associated with some of these products.
Right.
Many contain harmful ingredients like mercury and hydroquinone, which can have serious side effects.
That's scary. It's a reminder that we need to prioritize our health and be informed about the potential risks of any products we use, especially those marketed with such loaded promises.
I agree. And beyond the individual health risks, the popularity of these products highlights a larger societal issue: the pressure to conform to certain beauty standards, often rooted in colorism.
It's about challenging those narrow and often harmful beauty standards and recognizing that beauty comes in all shades.
Right.
But speaking of health, one of the articles mentioned a connection between skin color and skin cancer risk.
Yeah.
I know it's a serious concern. Well, what's the interplay there?
It's important to remember that anyone, regardless of skin color, can develop skin cancer.
Right.
However, melanin does offer some protection against the sun's harmful UV rays.
So does that mean individuals with darker skin tones are less likely to get skin cancer?
It's not quite that straightforward.
Oh.
While melanin provides some protection, individuals with darker skin tones can still get skin cancer.
Right.
It's crucial for everyone, regardless of their skin tone, to practice sun safety and to see a dermatologist if they notice any suspicious changes in their skin.
That's important advice.
Yeah.
So early detection is key no matter your skin tone.
Absolutely. And speaking of connections between skin color and health, there's also the issue of vitamin D deficiency.
Right. And that's something that can affect people of all skin tones, isn't it?
It is. But because melanin absorbs UV radiation, individuals with darker skin tones might need to spend longer periods in the sun to produce the same amount of vitamin D as those with lighter skin tones.
That makes sense. But of course, balancing that need for vitamin D with the risks of excessive sun exposure is crucial.
Exactly. It's something to be mindful of, especially for those living in northern latitudes where sunlight is less intense. But it's not just about physical health. There's growing research suggesting our skin color might even influence how we perceive pain.
Really? I've never heard of that before. What's the connection?
Some studies have shown that individuals with darker skin tones might be more sensitive to certain types of pain.
Fascinating. Why would that be?
The exact mechanisms are still being studied,
Okay.
but one theory suggests it could be related to differences in melanin levels or distribution in the skin. Melanin's involved in so many aspects of skin function. It wouldn't be surprising if it also played a role in pain perception.
It's incredible how much we're still uncovering about this one organ. And not just pain.
Yep.
One of the articles even mentioned a connection between skin color and hearing.
That's right. Melanin is found in the inner ear, specifically in the sterol vascularis, which is vital for maintaining the fluid balance needed for those tiny hair cells to function properly and allow us to hear.
So could variations in melanin levels affect those hair cells and potentially contribute to differences in hearing?
That's what some researchers believe. Studies have shown a possible link between lower levels of melanin in the skin and a slightly higher risk of age-related hearing loss.
Wow, the connections are endless. It makes you wonder what other surprises are hidden within the layers of our skin just waiting to be discovered.
It's a reminder that we're constantly learning, constantly uncovering new connections and complexities within the human body.
Absolutely. It's about embracing that sense of wonder and approaching these topics with open minds.
Okay, so we've talked about how skin color is this incredible adaptation shaped by our ancestors' environments. But one thing that really stuck with me from the articles was how UV radiation affects folate levels, which are crucial for healthy pregnancies.
Right.
Could differences in skin color have also played a role in the reproductive success of our ancestors?
That's a fascinating question, and it really highlights the interconnectedness of evolution.
Yeah.
You're right, folate is essential for DNA synthesis and cell division, and deficiencies can lead to birth defects.
Right.
It's possible that in regions with intense UV radiation, darker skin by protecting folate levels would have contributed to greater reproductive success.
So it's not just about individual survival, it's about ensuring the survival of future generations. Exactly, and it underscores how evolution operates on multiple levels, shaping not just our physical traits, but also our reproductive potential.
It's amazing to think about how these ancient adaptations are still relevant today.
It is. It shows how deeply connected we are to our evolutionary past.
This has been such an incredible deep dive. We've covered so much, from the science of melanin to the social complexities of colorism, even the unexpected connection between skin color and athletic performance.
Right.
It's amazing how something we see every day can be so full of surprises. Any final thoughts you want to leave our listener with?
I think the key takeaway is that skin color is a beautiful and complex trait shaped by both our genes and our environment. It's a testament to human diversity and a reminder that we're all interconnected. Let's celebrate those differences and continue to learn from the stories our skin tells.
Beautifully said, and a great reminder to appreciate the incredible spectrum of human skin tones. Thanks for taking us on this colorful journey.